to show up. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube. So it's live.
It's live, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hello.
All right.
Okay.
So it's 10 a.m. I guess we can start the webinar session right now.
Yep.
Okay. So it's recorded already, right?
Not yet, not yet. You have to resume the recording. Wait. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Ah, okay.
Right.
Okay, we are
So,
ready.
okay, so let's begin. Good morning to oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our regular 1 hour live webinar session brought to you by kcloud.com. So I'm Ian. I will be your host for this session. And today there is no external speaker. It's just myself and Casey Lau. And today we're going to talk about refinancing. So let's say, for example, you have a mortgage and you have been paying for quite some time. Usually the context here is many years. And right now we have a slight reduction in mortgage rates because the OPR rate has been revised downwards. So is it a good time to actually consider refinancing? So this is actually the topic for today. Now, before I invite Casey Lau to share his presentation on this topic, there are two house rules to adhere to for this webinar session. Number one, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to type in your questions in the Q&A box. And if you have any comments along the way, feel free to type in your comments at the chat box. So questions in the Q&A box, comments in the chat box. And I will be moderating the Q&A session after this webinar session. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to just pass the control to Casey. Casey, all yours, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian, for the introduction, and thanks everybody for being here and being punctual. So glad to have you all, and just let me share my screen. Uh, okay. You're looking at my screen, correct? All right. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So today's topic, right, we're talking about refinance or not. I'm gonna give you a playbook, right? So that you can actually decide for your own, like in your situation, is the refinancing going to be beneficial to you or not? Because refinancing sometimes is most of the time it's actually is not free, because when you do refinancing, you might have to pay the extra cost, the moving cost, the legal fees, right, and then the stamp duty. No, if you are doing it too early, then you have to also pay the early settlement penalty, which is also substantial. If you look at your loan agreement, is everything is in there. So let's warm up a little bit. Everyone here, do you have a mortgage? So for those who have mortgage, can you type how many mortgage you have? So if you don't have, then you type zero lah in the chat box. Yeah, just type in how many mortgage you have. Ah, okay, let's see.
Okay. Wendy 2, Michael 2, Kelvin 1, Nurul Fadila, 1. Kelvin, 3. Okay.
Ooh.
So Muhammad Imran, 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3.
So some of you even have 3 mortgages, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, great. I have how many?
Wow.
Almost 10, almost 10 mortgage I have. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the disclaimer. So today's disclaimer very long, right? Very long. So basically it says that today's presentation is actually for your educational purposes. So it's not like I'm a financial planner. I ask you what to do and then you do it, and then if you find things is not favorable to you, then you blame me. So I don't want that to happen. So basically today's session I would like to show you how we are going to evaluate this thing so that you can do it on your own, right? Basically, I'm going to teach you, right? This is the share information, share the method so that you can think for yourself. So you learn to think, learn to evaluate during this session. So that's how what we try to convey here during this 1 hour. So today's content, we're going to talk about one real case study where one of my subscriber, my customer who bought my courses. So he sent me this, and then we talk about the case, and then we also reveal some of the common misrepresentation, and we'll talk about how to evaluate which option is better. I'm also going to give you this refinancing evaluator spreadsheet. You're going to get it for free. And I'm going to give you a checklist as well. So refinance or not, I'm going to give it to you. The guideline, not the checklist. Checklist is short, but the guideline is longer. So the guideline is going to be given to you as well. So if you stay till the end, you are going to get all this, okay, all free of charge. A little bit about myself. I have been doing financial education for quite a long time. I started the blog 2006, and then I do it full time 2010. So now it's like 2025. So 15 years full time in the industry. So when I was still in Malaysia, I do some speaking gigs. Got invited to speak, and this one could be the largest I've ever been. Is at the AIA convention, and subsequently I moved to US. So I stay in the United States for like about 3 years. And then I move again. So now I'm actually staying in Taipei right now. So this is a picture taken when Ian visited me early of this year, like right after Chinese New Year, right, Ian?
Yes, right after Chinese
Okay,
New Year.
awesome, right? We look alike, like brothers. Okay. Now, so these are the books that I published before. So all sold out already. So it's out of print. And but the latest one still have. This is still in circulation where you can actually buy. It's called Money Smart. Some of you might have seen this book at the bookstore. So you can find it in popular bookstores, MPH. I think Kinokuniya also have, right? And good news is that today you are here, you can actually participate if you don't have this book yet. What is how do you participate is that I'm going to pick one lucky winner who post question in the Q&A box. Actually, I don't want to pick. I'll let Ian pick. So Ian, later you notice you do the moderation, then you help me pick one winner who post question in the Q&A box. And I'm going to give this book to you free of charge. So I have this in English, and I also have the Chinese version. So if you already have the English version or you have the Chinese version, you want the others, also fine. So just participate, right? So this is the Chinese version. Okay, good. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the email that Ken sent to me. So his name is Ken. He sent to me this email and then give me some information. So asking for opinion about refinancing. So today we're going to talk about this case study. Ian, can you help me to read this email out so that we can all read together and kind of like understand what's the context? Then we'll go to the next stage on what to do.
All right, sure. So it says, "Good day, Casey. I am writing to you because a banker friend of mine came to advise me on refinancing my current home mortgage to a lower rate offered by other banks. So I have obtained this mortgage in 2022 and I have been paying ever since. So it has been 3 years and therefore it is already exceeded the early settlement penalty period. My initial loan amount was 700,000 ringgit. Loan tenure is not 35%, but it's 35 years. And it's at 2.85% interest.
During that
At
time,
that
during that time.
during that time. Of course, during that
Yeah.
time, it's 2.85 lah. Now it has increased to 4.15%. So after 3 years, the loan amount, the mortgage amount has reduced to 685,323 ringgit. So I have been offered 4 options. Option number 1 is to do nothing and carry on as business as usual or status quo. Second option, which is option B, refinance with the same rate at 4.1%. So you have 0.05% savings, okay, in interest costs. Third option, which is option C, refinance with other bank at a rate of 3.8%. And there is a need to pay upfront cash. So Casey will come up with the context later on. What does it mean to pay upfront cash? Final option, option D, refinance with other bank at 3.8%. And this will include legal fees, valuation fees. So the legal fee, valuation fee are included with the brand new
Loan.
mortgage lah, with the loan
Okay.
lah. Okay.
Okay.
So he says obviously the better choice will be option D, as you can restructure your loan to a lower rate and save, wow, 67,000 ringgit. Convert to present value would be 15,000. So that's his maths. However, he's thinking about the fifth option, which is option E, and that is to reset the tenure back to 35 years and thus lowering down his monthly repayment. So he would like to seek your personal opinion on whether or not you will choose to refinance, or which of the 5 options will you choose. So that's it. Thank you so much. His name
Thank
is
you. Thank you, Ian. So now I guess everybody knows the context, right? How this going to be. And I guess some of you might have faced the same situation, right? Any of you faced this situation before? Type in me in the chat box. Let me know. Right? Do you sort of like, oh, can I refinance now? Oh, lower rate already. And do I have to should I pay the moving costs? Or would I want it to be absorbed, the moving costs? Or would I want the moving costs to be included in the loan? Do I want to borrow more money, right? Due to the refinancing, right? So I guess a lot of people are having the same situation. So we're gonna show you this presentation. So this is not my presentation. This is the table that the mortgage officer, which is Ken's friend, showed to Ken. So he did the homework lah. The mortgage officer did the homework. He do this option A, option B, option C, option D. And he present it to Ken. See, okay, Ken, which option do you want? So my question to you guys is that in this case, which option will you choose? Which option will you choose? Can you type in the chat box? A, B, C, D. Which one? Based on this information. Oh. Okay, Calvin go for C. Ahmad Rizal also go for C. Lim said C, and then he always want the book. Okay, if you want the book, you have to type question in the Q and A. You tell me in the chat box also. Don't use. Okay,
Mm,
and wow, a lot of people choose C rather than D. But Ken said he wants D. He said D is like no brainer for him. Ken said So let me launch a poll so that everybody can participate here. So did I launch it already? It's launched, right? Okay.
mm,
Choose from the option so that we can have a statistic. Wow. Well, some even choose A, right? Remain unchanged. Don't do anything.
mm,
Ooh. Some also choose B. Okay. It's almost 60% of people voted already. So give you some more time. Let's get to like maybe 80%, right? If you haven't cast, please cast your vote. A, B, C, D. There's no right or wrong answer. People choose different option due to different reason. But
mm.
in this session, I'm trying to let you think. Trying to show you how to think about this thing, how to evaluate it, how to put the number into context, so that you can make the best decision for you, best decision for yourself. Okay, almost there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna end the poll in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna share it with you so that you can see. Almost half, 47% choose D. 35% choose C, and then A 8%, B 10%. Okay, so most people will go for the refinancing. I would say like 82% people go for refinancing, right? I don't know, Ian. Ian, which one will you choose? A, B, C, D.
Wow, like that ah. Mm,
From the presentation, from the mortgage officer, just look at the materials that is presented to you. Then you make a conclusion, make a decision.
don't know lah. But then I guess okay lah. I'll go with C lah. Maybe
You
I'll
go
go
with
with D.
C. You go with
D.
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 Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna get to the spreadsheet, but before that, let's get to one more poll. So I want to show you another poll. I'm gonna launch this poll. So this question is that in the table just now, you look at it, you try to observe the table, and then what are the line that you look at? Actually, what is the number that catch your eyes? Which one is the most important? And here you can choose a few. It's not just one of the answer. You can actually choose 2, 3. Which one do you think is the most important? Which one actually help you decide? Which one actually help you decide? Ian, you're seeing the poll, right? But you
Yeah,
cannot
I'm looking at
participate.
it. I cannot participate. Correct.
So for you, like which one will you choose? Will you look at like out of the 5?
You say which one caught my eye, ma? So of course,
Yeah.
the first one will be the current interest law.
Okay.
Obviously, lah, is you want to refinance, you can't be like, I'm already
Mm.
paying 4.15 and then say refinance how much? 4.5. Cannot be
Cannot
one, ma.
lah. Okay.
Of course, you say, oh, how low can it go, right? So
Yeah.
of course I'm gonna choose the interest rate law.
Mm.
So then they say total interest to save. That one because you're gonna look at it in a period of 30 plus years lah. So that one I'm not too. It's like I'm gonna save 100,000 for 35 years. That one
Mm.
I'm not too bothered about that lah. And then monthly installment monthly installment I might consider, but
Mm-hmm.
of course I also know that there's a cost to it lah.
Mm.
Because there's legal fee and valuation fee ma. So I also want to know, in order to sign up for this interest saving, what is my cost? What's the damage for this law?
So you'll probably choose everything, right? In your case.
No. You say interest saving, I won't choose that lah. I won't choose
Or
that.
you don't look at total interest saving.
I don't look at total interest savings. I look
Oh.
at current interest and legal fee, legal fee and valuation fee.
Okay. But you know, from the poll result, you can see, right? I'm gonna share it. And you
Uh-huh.
can see majority of people actually they look at what?
Oh, they look at interest saving.
Look at the total
Oh.
interest saving, which you don't look at. Okay, you are the opposite of other people. You are
Ah.
terbalik. Oh, why So, oh, okay. Okay,
Mm.
there's no right or wrong, I'm just trying to let you guys understand. In this case, right, when you look at all this, which one is important and which one is not, later you will know, right? If you follow this session, later you'll know. And before we actually get to that, when some salesperson they come to you, present a plan, a quotation, or whatever. So what's the first thing you do, right? The first thing that come to my mind always when I look at this kind of table is that are these numbers correct or not? Okay. How do they come up with this number? Right? This is the first thing I want to ask. First thing I must know. I must verify. Because they present you a lot of large numbers here. So are these numbers correct or not? So whatever they sell you, a loan, a unit trust, whatever investment scheme. So for me, the first thing is I want to verify this thing. So how do we verify, right? So it's easy right now. Actually, it's not hard. If you follow a lot of my webinars, you probably can do it yourself. But if you don't know right now, I don't know who know or know who don't. Can you type in the chat box? If you are 100% confident you can reproduce this table on your own, can you type 100% in the chat box? If not, type your confidence level. Maybe 50, 30, 60, 70. Type in the chat box. Oh, Mark, good. Okay. So not everybody got 100% confidence, right? So for those who are not 100%, then good. You can, I'll show you how to do this. Okay, I think Styles, yes, Styles, our long time members, Styles, Stylus or Styles, Styles done. Okay, good. Thanks for your feedback. So let's do this. Let's reproduce the table. So to reproduce the table, you actually just need one formula. You just need to learn one formula of the TVM, time value of money. So we did many sessions already about time value of money. So the formula to use is actually PMT. PMT. So PMT is basically the installment in this case. So what we want to find out is that we want to know the present value, which is the loan amount we are going to get. The future value, which is after payoff, will be 0. The rate is the interest rate. And then whether the payment is end or beginning, for loan is all most of the time is end. That means when you get the money, you pay at the end of the first period. What it means is that when Ken get the 700,000 loan, the first installment come 30 days after that. It's not like once you get 700,000 or you pay first payment. No. If the installment come only after 30 days. So that's the end in the formula. So, and then what is MPER? MPER is the tenure. So how many times you pay the installment. So with this all in mind, we can actually calculate PMT and then we can verify the table whether it is correct or not. So the spreadsheet is here. I'm going to give this spreadsheet to you free of charge. But I'm not pasting the link yet so that you can look at my screen. Okay. And I'm going to give you this link. Stay until the end. If I forgot, please ask me to share this again. So I already done the table. What I would do is that I'll just copy this. I'm going to just paste it here. So everything is here. And then I'm going to delete all this so that we can fill up all the information together. All of it together. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay. So option A. Now we observe option A. And we need the table. Okay. Option A here. The loan, the PV is the loan amount, right? The total loan you get. So the total loan is 685,323.04. 685,323.04. Okay. And the future value is 0 after you pay off the loan, right? And then the rate is 4.15%. You know that? This is the original. And the rate per month, because this is rate per year, so we want to know the rate per month so that when we calculate, it is all tally, right? So this one, we can actually use 4.15 and then we divide it by 12. So this is the monthly rate the mortgage charge you. B or E basically means beginning or end. So for N, it's as 0 in the formula. Okay. And MPER, how many months? So basically, it shows you it's shown in the table already, 390 months. So we get here 390 months. So the TVM formula here to use is PMT, right? So here, let's do this. Ian, you're going to be the one who give me the answer. So I'm going to type equals, okay? You can see, right? I'm using the formula right now. So you learn to use this formula, then you can reproduce this table on your own, okay? PMT, so we type PMT. This is the formula we want to use. And then we choose it, we click it, choose it, and then it asks you, what is the rate?
Then
So,
put,
yeah, Ian, which one is the answer?
B13, is it?
4.15 or 0.35?
This one.
This is per year, this is per month.
Like that. Should be B14, 0.35.
Per month. Why? Because the payment is per month, right? Per month. So it should be this one. So we choose this one, okay? And then we comma. And then ask you to insert the other one. What is the number of periods?
That will be B16, 390.
390. Because number of period is the number of installment you give, right? So this one you choose here, B16, and then you comma. And what is the present value?
So that will be B11.
B11, that's the total loan you have, right?
Mm.
Correct. This is the loan you get, and then the payment you have to pay back is the PMT lah. Now, future value, what is that?
You finish paying your mortgage, so it should be B12.
Zero. B0 lah, B12 lah. Okay, correct. And then end or beginning?
Ayo. End or beginning.
Ian forgot already.
End, right? I forgot. Should be end, right? I don't know.
So end or beginning, it depends on your first installment. So that means your first installment, it come at the beginning of the period or at the end of the period. So you think of it this way, when you get this loan, 685,000, you get it from the bank paid to you. Then when is the first time you pay?
End.
It should be the end, right? If the first time you need to pay is at the beginning, that means day 0 you have to pay, right? Okay. That means they are not going to give you 685,000. They're going to give you 685,000 minus the first installment, right? So the answer is N. So what is the N? So we don't key in N here. We look at the formula. You see, it shows you. Oh, cannot see. Okay. Okay, the N is actually here. Let me show you. If you forgot, so I always forget also. I also don't know whether it's 0 or 1. It's either 0 or 1. But you can close the bracket, then it's n. Hey, cannot calculate. Why?
Because you have another common,
Okay.
the
So delete
B15.
that comma. So here is it when you don't know whether it is end or beginning, you refer here. It says, you see, you go down, it says end or beginning, right? If it is end, it's 0. If it is beginning, it is 1. Okay, so answer correct. Huh? So look at the PMT is 3203.54. So usually bank, they round it up. They don't ask you to pay the 54 cents. They ask you to pay 3204. Usually bank do that lah, because it's easier lah. I think it make the job easier lah. If you imagine somebody go to the bank, they want to bank in this money, and then you have to fill out the form, and then every time you fill out the form, you have to fill out 54 cents. So they save the teller's job lah. Okay, make things go faster. Okay, that's why without the cent there. Okay, so usually banks that do that but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter to us. It's close enough. Let's look at the answer here. You see, the monthly installment is 3204. So correct, our calculation, right? Everybody got it? Okay. Now Ian also got it. Okay. Nice. And then now let's go to option B. Option B, we know the loan amount is the same, right? But the interest actually goes down a bit, so more by 1%. Okay. So it's actually the same. Here we 4.1 divided by 12, then we get 0.34% per month. So this one should be the same. But the MPE are different. It says, if you choose for option B, you ask bank to lower your interest rate and zero moving cost, they absorb everything. You stay with the same bank, you pay the same installment, roughly the same. I don't know why they put 2308 here. Because I guess they want to have the almost similar installment, and then you pay off earlier, 384. So it's like 6 months earlier you pay it off. So we know that it's 384. So we put here 384. Then you just drag here calculate. Then you calculate for you 3207.05. So 3207.05 actually should be 3208 because round it off Okay. They round it up they don't round it down, they round it up. So your final installment is actually slightly lower at the end. Okay. Now let's get to option C. So option C is you do the same loan, you refinance. Future value is 0, same, but the interest is 3.8% only. Now we can do the same thing. You calculate per month is 0.32% only. So it's still N. And then what is the MPER? How many months you need to pay? So in the table, it says 358. So we put in 358. Then we calculate. Oh, the installment 3203, right? 3203. So correct. So the mortgage officer didn't bluff you lah. So the number is correct. But the thing is that you have to count with the legal fee, you have to count the valuation fee, you have to pay the total cost of 16,493 out of pocket. So this one you have to come up with it. Okay. So let's do this. Let's calculate. Okay. Just put it here. I think it's 14993, right? Just now we skip one step, we'll go back. Now 4993, and then you need to pay 1500 valuation fee. So the total is actually this one plus this one. Okay, this one plus this one. So it's 16,493. This is the out of pocket cost. Now let's get back a step. We go back to option B. Okay, we go back to option B. You see, one thing they calculate in the table as well, they calculate how how much money you save. You see, final saving for refinance. Okay. How much money you actually save. Total interest saving is here. It's the same amount for this case. So let's do this. How do we do this is that we can calculate how many total payments we pay if we stay with option A without changing anything. So the total payment is very easy. You use this PMT, I put negative here so that it becomes positive, times how many months you pay, right? 390 times 23204. Then you kind of like get, okay, this is the amount you need to pay. 1.2 million, okay? And then the total interest, how to calculate? Ian, give me the answer.
Total interest. So is it like total payment, which is B20 minus off
Loan amount,
the
right?
price value? Yeah.
Okay, correct. So this is the total interest you pay, right? So
Mm,
how do we know total interest saving? So total interest saving means you have to compare to A lah. So in this case, A, no answer lah. So we can
mm,
only calculate B lah. So this one, I drag it here, so it will automatically calculate. Then you can see for B, option B, because the interest is lowered a little bit, then the total he paid is 1.2423 million. And then the total interest to pay is a little bit less, right? 16164 and 146, right? So this is the difference. This is difference. So we calculate the difference here by using this higher figure, original figure, we minus the interest rate we pay for option B.
mm,
Okay. So what do we get
mm,
here? We get 17,800 saving. Okay. So final saving for the, why 17? This one 180. Oh, it doesn't tell you.
mm.
Let me see my calculation before. Oh, so I think my calculation is correct. But it doesn't matter, just a little bit difference only.
Mm,
So probably because they are not using the 3207 point, what are they use 3208 mah.
mm,
Okay, because rounding up already. Okay, so I think no issue about the same. Then let's do C. So we just drag it over. So this is supposed to be B, right? So in this case, let's tally the number from the table. You see the table here, it says 1029, 103 103 thousand, 103,000 interest save. So about the same
mm,
no issue. But the thing is, to save this, you have to pay this. Correct? So I think here the answer should be the total saving is that you equals this one minus this one. Right? Because this is total saving, and then but you have to come up with this money to enjoy this saving. So the total saving is 86,000. So let's see if the table is it correct. 86,000, almost the same, so no issue. Okay, then let's go to option D now. Option D, it says you don't have to come up with extra money. They want 16,000, you don't have to pay, but it can be absorbed in the loan. So what we'll do is we use this number, we plus the 16,000 you need to pay, so your total loan become 701, correct? Then you still enjoy the 3.8%. So basically the same, here same, here also same. And then the installment, how many months you need to pay. So let's look at the table. It says 374. 374. Let's put 374. And then let's calculate the PNT. Is it correct? So it's 3204.75. So let's look at the table. It says 3203. Oh, a little bit lari, A little bit lari already. Okay, never mind. Just a little bit lari. So let's do this as well. We can do the same for this one, but this one you have to use B interest. So 67,000 interest saved. And this one is total saving is here because you don't have to count this money. So it says 67,000 is what you save. Okay, about the same. About the same. Okay, so more or less, this table, okay. So we do our due diligence. Now we think, okay, the table you present to me is correct, right? And I want to actually point out something here. When some of you, actually most of you, you said you are very, the first figure you look at is how much interest saving you can save doing the refinancing. So you look at this figure, right? Total saving, right? So I'll bold, maybe highlight this. So this is the figure you look at, correct? Correct? But not Ian. Ian doesn't look at this. Okay. So most people, about 63%, actually look at this. So based on this, you will choose option C. Even if you compare here total final saving, it is still, C is still better because it still save 86,000, even when you come up with the upfront of 16,000, correct? So the bad news is that looking at this number is very, very wrong. So this one I have to compliment Ian. Ian doesn't look at this. So okay, good. So why is it very, very wrong, right? So if you look at this number, I want to give you a few examples. But before I give it to you, so why do you think it is wrong? Can you type in the chat box? I think Starless might know. I think Michael might know. So any of you might know. So if you know why it is extremely wrong to look at this number, if you know, type in the chat box. Let me know why. Let me know why. And then for those who still don't know, you try to think. Try to think. Why is that wrong? Why Casey Lau said wrong? Okay. Why Ian also agree wrong, so he's not looking at that number, right? Okay. Ian, can you read out the comment?
See. Okay lah, there are quite a number of comments. So it says okay, the obvious one would be time value of money. Zhiying says the interest rate
Anyone
might
say time and
over the years. Okay. TBM, short tenure will pay less interest. But I guess I still like the TBM as the answer. TBM as the answer lah. But if you want to
Louis
elaborate,
say that, right? Okay, Alvin will say that. Okay. But the thing is, we were like thinking, how to show people who doesn't understand TVM. So most of you, when you choose the total interest saving, you look at this number. Basically, you might not understand TVM. So how do I like prove it to you? How do I show it to you? Actually, the money actually worth different at different point of time, right? Because it's worth more now, but it will worth much less in the future because the same amount of money you put in the bank, it will grow. It will grow. So after 10 years, your 10,000 right now actually worth a lot more after 10 years. So that also means your future money worth a lot less if it is the same amount, correct?
Yeah, last time you have this nasi lemak chart, right? Like how much can you buy? How much can you buy with how much packets of nasi lemak you can buy with certain amount of dollar? So it's the only way you can visualize lor.
So I'll give you a very, very extreme example. Then you can sort of like see it. So for example, let's use back let's say there is an option E. Let's use back the same 0. But we're gonna change things a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna change it to your installment only 12 months. You pay 12 months only. Okay. But the interest is 10%. So this is very extreme. That means your installment will be very, very, very high, right? Correct? So I'm going to choose this. And here, let's drag. So that means you have to pay 60,000 a month, your installment. So 12 months you pay off. 12 months you pay off already. Okay, so let's look at the total payment. How much you pay? You pay 723,000 only. Okay. And then total interest you save. This one, total interest you pay is only 37,000 only. You only pay 37,000 interest only. You see? Compared to the other option, have to pay 400,000 interest. And then how much saving you have is equal to this one minus this one. So you save 536,000. So if you refinance, why not you refinance to E? Refinance this one, interest rate 10%. 12-month installment. Then you save 526,000 interest. Isn't this the best choice?
Hey, then there are people like that. They got one big bonus. Then they say, okay,
They throw it in,
let's
right?
dump it in.
But in your sound mind, you kind of like, no, this is illogical. This is not logic. This is not common sense. This interest 10%. Do you want to get a loan 10% interest or not? No, you don't want it, right? You don't want it, right? So from this alone, we can see that this is no refinance. I don't want this. I don't want this. It is short tenure, very short, and I have to pay high interest, right? So this is one extreme. The other extreme is that, okay, let's say we charge you very, very low interest, 1% only. But then the installment, maybe I let you pay 2,000 installment, 2,000. 2,000 installment, that means you take about like,
no lah. Okay lah.
about
You say
8 generation to pay off lah. That means you take 8 generation, you pay 30 years, and then your son pay 30 years, and then his son pay 30 years, and then you pay lah, your cucu cicit pay lah, pay 2,000 time Okay, so over many years This one how many years? 2,000 divided by 12. 166 years. Okay. So in this case, right, your installment 700 only. But the total interest you pay 723,000. So you actually pay more interest than the first one. But in your sound mind, if you have this kind of mortgage, will you take it or not? 1% interest only. Ian, will you take it or not?
Take.
I take. I will take. Of course, I'll take 1% only. But why not take it? It's only 1%. And then after you pay 30 years, of course, you still owe the bank money, but you can sell off your house and then you cucu cicit don't own anything. Don't owe anything. You sell a house, you pay off, right? Do you get it or not, right? So I want to think. So some people still cannot get it. So you say you don't want this loan. I think you still don't understand, right? You still don't get it, right? It's not about the property itself or the total amount of money you pay. It's about the cost of financing. Whether the house can last too long or not, it doesn't matter. House is the house. Now we're talking about money. It's not like you pay off your house today. Let's say you buy it with cash. You buy it with cash, your house can last 1,000 years, man. Your house also cannot last 1,000 years, but it doesn't matter. You buy with loan or you buy with cash, your house, whether it's 99 years lease, it still lasts 99 years only. That's it. Whether you borrow money or not, it doesn't matter. It's a separate thing, two different things. Right? Just like, I think the easier to grasp is maybe your phone. So whether you buy it with your cash, it will still spoil, or it will still rosak. The OS will still not support you after 5 years or things like that, or 7 years or 8 years. Right? Whether you borrow money to buy it or not. So it doesn't matter. The asset is the asset. The liability is the liability. It's different. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, you can get it. I already put a very extreme example. Okay, now let's say the interest still even extreme, 0%. No interest. That means you save all the interest, right? And then if you see, you save all the interest. Now, this is very obvious. You should choose E, right? Because no interest, crystal clear, right? No interest. So does it matter how long you pay? 12 months? So you still save the interest. 0 months? No, not 0 month cannot. Or you pay one off, pay cash, right? Or you pay 5 million installment. Then you every month you pay 14 cents only. Right? You still save the same interest, right? So I think this should be quite clear already, isn't it? Yes, okay. Okay, so let's delete this. Let's delete this. So come back to A, B, C, D. Okay. So after look at this A, B, C, D, right? Now let's do it simpler way so that you can actually see. So you can compare first maybe A to B because just a little bit changes. A to B, for A and B, which one will you choose? You choose A or you choose B? If only given A or B.
Then B, right?
Then B,
You don't
because you
have to
do
do it,
nothing,
right?
You do nothing, right? You don't have to come up with new money, but probably just negative 4 ringgit a month. That means you have to pay a little bit more. Okay. So I guess no brainer. You will choose B, right? Because the interest is lower. So of course the total interest you pay is going to be less. Whatever amount that is. But actually you save already starting from year one, right? Okay, so A or B, definitely you choose B. Now let's look at B, and then now you have B, and then you have C. So B doesn't cost you anything, but C costs you something. So you have to pay 16,000 out of pocket so that you can enjoy paying it off sooner, right? Instead of 384, you pay 358 time only. Okay, so how do we compare this, right? How do we compare B or C? How do we compare? Because you pay lower interest, but it doesn't come free. You have to fork out 16,000 to enjoy that. You pay 16,000 to enjoy this 0.3% difference of reduction. Kelvin said, still go for B. Okay, so how do we compare, right? So for different people will be a little bit different. So what do you mean, right? So actually the answer is actually depends on your 16,000. What can you do with it, right? So if you have very good use of this 60,000, then
don't do it.
so what we can actually compare, the easiest way that I think to compare is actually to compare the return you can get from this 16,000. So if you pay this 16,000, that means you have to come up with this money from somewhere else. Whether you have to sell your stocks, whether you take it out from your FD, or you take it out from your saving account or your EPF, right? It's your money, right? That money is your hand. You spend it, and then you're going to enjoy this 3.8%, 0.3% reduction. So the proper way to compare is actually we can actually compare the cash flow. So it's not very hard, right? I'll do a new spreadsheet to show you. B versus C. Okay. So let's look at B, right? B, you pay 3,208. C, you pay 3205. Okay, so just based on their number. Huh? So that means from month 0, so I'll put here month. So we can figure out the cash flow first. Month 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is B, this is C. For B, month 0, you don't have to pay anything. But for C, you need to pay negative this amount. 16,000, right? You have to pay it, correct? So month 0, you pay this. Okay, and then month 1, you save. From here, you can see B, you start to pay. Okay. I can actually use this figure here. For month B, we will negative. Negative lah. We put negative this amount. This is the installment B. Oh, it's already negative. So I'll just put this one equal B. Okay. And then month 2 is equal to the above. Then I'll drag it down here for so many installment, 384, right? Let me see. It's 384, okay? So that means up to 384. So I'm going to, okay, so now it's all 384, okay? And then C will be, you have to pay this amount. Oops, this one equals to here. Okay. But for C, you know, you pay up until 374 only. So 375, on month 375 above, no more payment. Hey, 358, sorry, let me see. C is 358, correct, sorry. 358. Hey, 358, sorry, 358 should be here. 358 only, okay. Correct, Okay, 358. Okay, let me see. 358. Thanks, Nick, for pointing this out. 358, and then this one 384, correct? So what we want to find out is the cash flow here. That means the cash flow is this one. I will just freeze the first row. Cash flow is this one, jump on this one. Okay, this one plus this one. So let me see. Oops. Wow, this one cannot. This number is wrong because instead of paying 3207, now you pay 3202. Right? So it should be, okay. It should be, this one equals to this minus this one. And then it should be positive. Okay, you get the cash flow here, Ian? Understood, right? Because the first time on month 0, you pay this out of pocket, 16,000. And then what you enjoy is that every month you enjoy 4 ringgit saving because the installment is different, right? Okay, so enjoy 4 ringgit up to 358, and then here is actually this amount equal to negative this one, right? Because if you don't do anything, you still have to pay this, mah. But after you refinance it, then you actually from here 359 month 359 to the end, you don't have to pay that installment. So that means you enjoy the cash flow here, correct? You got it, Ian? Okay. Then what's the formula we can use? If you have attended our TVM classes before on I think TVM part 2, we talk about this formula, IRR or XIRR, right? So actually the internal rate of return we use is IRR. So this is the formula, basically very simple to use. You just figure out the cash flow, then you choose IRR. So you choose the cash flow amount, whatever it is. Then the rate gas, I'll just put 5%, whatever. So you can see cannot show because it's lower than 1. So it says 0.45%. So this is monthly because this payment are monthly. So you can actually use just simply just use this number times 12. Then you sort of like, oh, the yearly interest is 5.4%. So that means if you fork out this money, you are going to enjoy 5.4% return. Right? So this 5.1, this quite simple way to evaluate is that this 5.4%, if you are using EPF money, about break even, about the same. About the same, right? So, but if you are using, let's say, the money you can actually invest, let's say you can invest getting 10%, then looks like, put it here might not be very appealing to you. But you already have this money, let's say, in saving account, or you have this cash, you don't know what to do with it, then 5.4% also not bad, isn't it? So this is a simple way. So in this case, B and C depends on your opportunity cost, then probably C will be better. But if you don't have this money, and then you swipe credit card, or you go take cash advance, or you go take personal loan, we charge you 10%, then not very worth it, Okay. So in this case, B and C, probably most people will go for C. But we can also very simply, you can compare, okay, now bank can actually lend you this money at 3.8%, because this 16,000, if you do this refinancing, they give you option D. Option D, which is you include this inside the loan, then you're paying 3.8% only. Right, 3.8% only for that loan, for that this amount. So you don't actually come up with your money also. Okay. You don't actually come up with your money. Then you can still you can enjoy 5.4. So you pay 3.8 and you enjoy 5.4%. So D will be better than C if you are going for refinancing. Okay. So I guess at the end is that I think Ken is very smart lah. So Ken is it, and then even calculate the present value, which I don't cover in this session because it will take another 1 hour to let people understand this. So this 15,000 also correct. He said this 67,000, if we convert back to the net present value, it's actually worth about 15,000. And in this case, I will also agree with option E as well. That means you take the longest tenure, then you basically it's option D, but you longer the tenure. That means you extend it back to the original. That means your installment will be less. So of course, I will say, Ken, please go for E. If you can get it, please go for E. I think E is the best. Okay, let's come back to the slide here. So let me just finish the information I want to depart to you. So best is actually option E now. So option E is that we want the lowest interest rate, we want the longest tenure, so that the lowest installment. Right? Why is this? This is very common sense. I think it's very simple. Just now, when you look at interest rate, when it is 0%, if you use 5 million time to pay back, you only pay 14 cents a month. Okay. But bank is not going to allow that. They want you to pay it off in your lifetime. Okay. So it doesn't exist. If it exists, we will take it. Okay. Moving costs, finance in. You want the moving cost to be financed in, and then you want to have the highest loan amount, better, even cash out. So if Ken's property is worth 1 million, if he can borrow up to 90%, he can get 900,000 loan if his DSR qualify for that. Then he can get extra money out of it. Then that money can be invested and he actually end up richer. He has more money, more flexibility, more liquidity. Okay. So whether refinance, is it go or no go? This is a very simple checklist. You want to see the rate gap, is it meaningful? And the all-in costs are reasonable. That means you're out of penalty period, and then the moving cost is not costing you a bump. Because there will be, if we cannot say that the moving cost of whatever it is. If they charge you 100,000 can or not? 100,000 cannot already in this case, right? 100,000 is too much already. 16,000 reasonable. But if it is 30,000, is it still worth it? Right? So Nick, about the stamp duty, I think they include it in the legal fee there already lah. So I think they include it because this is the table presented by the mortgage officer ma. So I think it's their figure lah. So stamp duty, I think they include it in the moving cost already. So preferably, I want the cash out has purpose and pay off. So if you are cashing out for use to settle all your high interest debt, then good, go for it. Or if you are able to invest it, get better ROI than your mortgage rate after risk and tax, then go for it. You'll end up richer. Okay. And of course, you have to be approval ready as well. Your DSR fits, your secret CTOS clean, your income stable, then you'll be able to do the refinancing. So this is a checklist, very simple one. And also, I can give you this ultimate refinancing playbook. The ultimate, know how do you prepare to get the refinancing. So basically, I'm going to share this document with you. What you need to prepare for a profile, and you want to ask for the maximum tenure. How do you get the lowest rate? Or you can shop. You can get competitive counter offers. And if you can save on MRTA, please save. But some banks might say, okay, you don't have to buy so much MRTA. Instead of buying 35 years, maybe they say, okay, we buy 5 years, also okay. Then you can enjoy. Then of course I will go for the MRTA 5 years. Right? I want to save costs, especially if it is an investment property. Finance the moving costs better because the interest rate is low, then I want it to be financed inside the loan as well. So this is a guideline. If you want this, I'm going to paste it here for you. In the chat box. Okay. Let's get back to the slide. Almost done. So this is me in our website, kclau.com. We have Money Tips ebook series free for you to download. We have weekly webinars like this. Every week we do this. And also we have a lot of articles. Ian also posts a lot of articles on my website about investment, about personal finance. And also if you want to learn in a structured way, we actually have the few courses for you to choose. And these are the other places that you can actually follow me as well on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram channel, YouTube, our courses and also our WhatsApp channel as well. And this is the free money tips ebook, which you can download for free. And I even have a no time wasted guarantee. You can download it here, go there for English version, go here for Chinese version. And if you find that you are not happy reading it for 15 minutes, you learn nothing, then actually I will pay you for your time. I'll pay you 10 ringgit for your time if you're not happy. So please participate to get a copy of this book. So only one winner. So what we need to do is actually you go to the Q&A box and you type a question there. Okay? That's it. And over to you, Ian.
Yes, Casey. Once again, thank you so much for your presentation, and also there are many resources that you have provided to our audience. So now let's get into the Q&A. So
I
please
forgot
type
to
your
share
questions
with
in the
you.
box.
I forgot to share with
Yep.
you the spreadsheet, right?
The spreadsheet, very important. Okay, put it somewhere that people can actually download, and we will actually come to the Q&A.
Okay.
All right, so let's start with the first question is more specific. So it says Kelvin Tan. Kelvin Tan would like to know, he's 47 years old this year. Current situation, loan balance 921280. Remaining tenure 294 months. Current effective interest rate 4.15%. Should I refinance? So I guess Casey has already,
Yeah,
if you have,
very similar
yeah,
situation, right? With Ken, very similar, just the amount different only. So if you can, of course, I will go for the longest tenure. I will go for longest tenure, in fact. And of course, when you refinance, what we want to see is the reduction in interest rate. Definitely, you want to see the reduction in interest rate. Like for example, Ken's situation, if it is 0.3% lower, then it's already look very good, right? But even if let's say 0.05% or less, and you don't have to come up with more money or there's no caveat, then also worth doing, right? Because it's saving of interest, still saving anyway.
Okay.
Yep, same situation, Kevin. Go for it.
All right. So with that, we move on to the next question, which is from Mark Michael. Mark Michael would like to know how if low interest rate environment refinance to take out cash and park some of it on a flexi loan principal. Then the balance fund investment, which can gain better rate. Oh, so that's his question.
Yep, good question, Michael. Mark, right? So Mark, when you refinance and you cash out, so you get that extra money. So that's the thing, what we want to use with that money, that makes a difference. So in your elaboration, you say that when you don't know what to do, you park in the flexi loan, right? So if you park in the flexi loan, you don't lose anything, correct? Correct? Because they charge you the same interest and you park the flexi loan, then you actually offset the interest. So basically you don't know what to do yet, you put in the flexi loan. That is the correct thing to do. Okay? And then when you have better investment opportunity, that means you can safely and quite certainly know that you can do some investment and it can generate better than the interest rate they charge you, say 3.8%, 4%, and you can safely do, let's say, 6%, 7%, 8%. Then, of course, if you invest that money, at the end, you will be richer. You will have more money instead of just park it in the flexi loan. Because what we know, you just compare the rate you are getting, the opportunity cost. Plug in flexi loan, that's the mortgage interest you are earning. 4%, if it is 4%, if it is 3.8, it is 3.8. But if you have better chance elsewhere, let's say you invest in a dividend stock, the yield is 6%. Not counting the capital gain yet. only the dividend yield was 6% already. And then you can safely say that while the dividend keep increasing also every year, then looks like me a no-brainer lah. If you are able to identify this kind of stocks, then at the end you will be ending up richer, more money in your hand. So Mark, I will encourage you to do that, provided you know how to invest.
Mm. Okay. So with that, we move on to the next question. This one is related to MRTA. So Julie would like to know, does existing MRTA, is it valid just only for the existing mortgage? Can I pledge this MRTA to the new mortgage when I refinance to other financier?
Mm. So insurance, how it works is that when you buy like insurance like MRTA, the insurance company cover you as a life assured, right? And then the policy beneficiary is actually not your family members. So they will assign it to the bank, right? So I think this question by Julie, right? So I guess Julie understand it. That means when you when you buy a MRTA, the beneficiary is not your family members. So what happened when you refinance? The the bank no longer has any interest in your mortgage, right? Because it
Mm.
doesn't concern them already. But the problem is the MRTA is still assigned to them, correct? So what you can do is actually you can take back the policy. Once the policy belongs to you, you pay for it. Ma. So it belongs to you, and then the banks have to assign it back to you, right? And then you can assign that MRTA to the new bank. So you can do that. But the thing is, the new bank, when you say you want to assign this policy to them, will they still give you the discounted mortgage rate or not? That's a different story. Because you imagine, when the bank A, first bank, sell you the MRTA, the commission already earned by the bank A. So if you assign the policy to bank B earn nothing already. Unless you pass away and then they get the money to pay off the mortgage you have with them. So most probably the new bank will not entertain to give you lower interest rate because you are not buying a new MRTA with them, so they don't enjoy extra income from the commission. So to them, they don't earn that money. And you might not enjoy the lower interest rate.
Mm.
So what is the moral of the story here?
Mm.
So what's the moral of the story here? Can you type in the chat box? Anybody can guess. So the don't buy MRTA. No
No
free
free
lunch.
lunch.
Okay. The
Mm.
the moral of the story is that okay, if you want flexibility, right? You should buy your personal insurance, right? It's more flexible, ma. And then you nominate your your own family, ma. So when you have something happen to you, the money pay to your nominees. Your family get that money. So whether they decide to continue to pay the installment is their matter, or they want to sell the house, it is their matter, right? So if you want flexibility, you can do this, which is the better arrangement, which is the arrangement I would prefer as well. So this is only maybe for the property I stay. But for investment property, I really doesn't care about the MRTA. I don't want it. Because I buy that for investment. I owe money due to that asset. But if I die, that asset can pay off that liability. So it doesn't matter. To me, my beneficiary, my heirs, my son, get that property. He can sell that property, just pay off the mortgage, and then he get the remaining, the equity, right? Whatever is left. Then he get the money. He doesn't want the house also. He doesn't want the shop house. Okay? He want the money, right? So uh, I would prefer that arrangement. But the thing is that if your bank, when they offer you refinancing, they want you to take MRTA so that they earn that extra commission from the MRTA. And then because they earn that, and then they can offer you a lower interest rate. So if you want that kind of arrangement, what is the best negotiation for you is that you try to do the shortest tenure MRTA. So they say, okay, let's say they say you have to take MRTA, if not, you cannot enjoy this rate. Then you say, okay, what is the lowest sum assured I can take? What is the shortest tenure I can take? So probably instead of paying 20,000 for MRTA, if they allow that, probably you just pay 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 for MRTA. And then after 5 years, you probably refinance already. So you don't care about this MRTA anymore because 5 years only. It's already lapsed after 5 years, finish coverage already. So you don't have to do the reassignment, everything. Doesn't concern you already. So you go to the new bank, you repeat the same thing. So that will be my preference. Is this clear?
Okay. But I suppose that if you have MRTA that's not expired, actually I thought the straightforward thing is since you're going to another bank, right? You can get back some tiny bit of money lah.
Cash
All
value,
right,
you
because
can lapse it, get cash value.
you get the cash value and then you
Mm.
offset it with the new MRTA that you're gonna buy lor.
Mm. That's
Mm.
also very clear cut. Then you don't have to do the reassignment.
Okay, so Alvin would like to know when doing refinancing, does it matter if one chooses flexi, semi-flexi, or conventional loan account?
Um, to me, because I have few mortgages, right? So what actually we need is one flexi account is enough. Because I don't have a lot of cash lying around because always the monies are invested. Right. So when I have
Mm,
extra money, I just actually just need one flexi account to park. And why I say one, right? Because flexi account is not free. Some flexi account they charge you 10 ringgit a month, like processing fees or something. I think no service charge or something, right? Just to have that feature. So you actually just need one flexi account, and then the rest, uh, you don't have to be flexi. And sometimes banks, when they offer term loan, not flexi loan, the interest rate might be lower. This is the option that you can actually go and consider as well. Maybe there's a difference of 0.3%, 0.5%. Nonetheless, still saving. So you don't have to like say you have 3 mortgages, you structure all 3 become flexi. No, you don't need to do that. You just need to structure one as full flexi. The other 2, whatever the lowest interest rate you can give me, that package, I want that.
mm,
Okay? Does it make sense?
mm. Okay. So with that, let's move on to the next one.
Good question.
Is Alex would like to know which banks still offer cash out portion of refinancing, same tenure with the loan tenure like 35 years. Because because these days some bankers say that the maximum tenure for the cash out portion is only 10 years from Bank Negara Malaysia.
Yep. I think the policy changes from time to time, and I actually don't know which bank provide that. So do your shopping, do your comparison. So this is a big commitment because loan is a big commitment. So if you do it right, you actually save a lot of money, right? We have shown you in the spreadsheet, isn't it? So do the homework, do the due diligence, do more shopping. You should spend more time shopping for this rather than shopping for TV. Okay. Okay. Maybe you shop a TV, you can save 200 ringgit, but this one, if you save, you can save many thousand.
You shop this one first, then you buy your TV.
If you have time, then you can shop your TV lah. Okay.
Okay lah. So we have Styles. Styles would like to know, will it be advisable to refinance the house that has been paid off in this current economy with a portion parked back into the loan account? to knock off the amount of interest
Frankly,
refinance.
frankly speaking, I think this is the same situation as me, right? You have the same dilemma as me. So I have enough money to pay off all my mortgages. But did I do that? Nah, I don't. Okay, I don't. And then when during COVID, when there's moratorium, do I take moratorium? I don't need a moratorium, but do I take it? I took
You
it.
took
Okay, I took it. I took it. So same question like Styles, right? Styles, you have money, right? But now you have a lot of money in your house, which is already paid off. The money is in the house. So the money in the house, what is it earning, right? It's earning the return of what? Of your properties, the rental return, or the appreciation. But let me tell you, if you have loan on that property, will your property still make that money? I think about it. It's actually different thing. Two separate thing. Okay? Your house, it is still earning money, whether you loan or not. Right? Because I have property that is rented out. It's a shop lot and rented out, okay, 5,000 a month. Whether I loan, whether I refinance, whether I take out more loan, it doesn't matter because that property still get 5,000 ringgit a month. It's not like I refinance, then the 5,000 gone. I refinance, wow, the 5,000 the tenant don't pay already. Because this property is not fully owned. This property owned by bank one. Why do I pay you landlord? It doesn't happen that way, right? You got what I mean, right? So the property is still property, asset still asset, is still making that money. But now your money is sitting in the property. It's sitting there. So do you want to make better use of that money? So if you want to take that money out, you either sell the property or you refinance, right? Like your suggestion, you refinance. Then what is the cost of refinance? You refinance, you have to pay. Because now I take that money out from the property, I then pay interest. So bank lend me that money. So I take that money, I got the cash, and now I pay the bank 3%, 4%. I pay them. And then this money now is with me. So what do I do? If I don't know what to do, I still put it back in the loan, like flexi loan. Then temporarily I lose nothing. Because bank don't charge me because I have net money in the loan right? So I'm earning the interest of the bank 3%, 4%. So, but if you have better use, you suddenly have a business idea that you can double in 2 years, 3 years, you might be end up much richer, much more money you have.
Actually, there's another food for thought one. It's like assuming that you have a property, a shop lot, and then you are getting 5,000 a month in rental, right? So and then so there are two options, One is you fully paid already, right? But fully paid one means if that's the only property that you own, then the 5,000 will be rental income lah. Then you have to pay tax on the
Pay income
5,000, right?
tax. Yes.
Then if your income is really high one, like you're a high flyer, right? Then you are paying the highest
20 over 30%, right?
on tax. So technically speaking, after you deduct that, then you should be left with about 3,500 to $4,000 in net income.
Yep.
So you're paying tax, all right? So there's a cost even if you pay off the property already.
Yes.
But if let's say you refinance, all right, and then the installment, then the interest that you pay is same lah, 5K, all right. So technically,
It
because you are
become
paying interest,
expenses that is deductible, correct?
correct? Then your net rental income will be like
Zero.
zero,
Or making a
but
loss. Oh,
or making a small loss lah,
yes.
just to prove that you make a loss right? But you
Yes.
refinance, then the money is out.
Yes.
Ah,
Then you
so
suddenly don't have to pay tax.
Yes.
Exactly, right? Ian, absolutely agree with what you say.
Now, there's also another to add on to what Casey has mentioned, because if you take the money, you put it back into the full flexi lah. Let's say you have a full flexi loan, you put the money back into the account. All right. So do
Then
you
you
still pay,
zeroize the interest. You
you
zeroize the
see,
interest.
you still have to pay income tax, right?
Yes,
So if let's say you got nothing to do, you put it into an FD lah, where the interest, where the FD
slightly
rate
less.
slightly less lah, maybe 1% lesser lah.
Okay.
Then
But then you don't have to pay the
income
interest,
tax.
the income tax for the interest. But then
Yes.
you can deduct the interest that cost on your mortgage. So you get
Ah,
the both. Okay. Income non-taxable. Right?
yes.
And then rental also not taxable.
Ah,
So even better, right? Okay.
ah,
So like
yeah.
it looks like a
So,
no-brainer, isn't it? Now you say
ah,
like this way.
mm,
So if you have investment property, that's why I have all these properties that I never bother to pay off, right?
mm. Yeah,
That's why I
unless
got moratorium I take. Okay.
ah, unless you buy a flat lah, but you buy a very low cost property that at the end of the day you say, you don't want the mental headache, you just want to pay off, then fine lor, then you
Yeah.
pay off lah. But if it's other decent sized property, like the loan is like, oh, few hundred thousand lah, then keep lah. Right? There's some usage to it one lah.
Yep. Agree.
But
Exactly.
I guess the mindset is like rental income is like, oh, cash flow. Right? It's like income but not many people, they are very used to the mindset of debt It's like, oh, refinance means, oh, I have increased debt. They don't
Mm,
see debt as they see debt as a taboo like a bad thing then they feel like very stressful It's not like in the US, the rich people, they, like, let's say Elon Musk lah,
mm,
own so much Tesla shares, right? Then they just say, okay lah, I pledge my Tesla shares
mm.
to the bank, and then the bank just loan me money lor.
Yes.
Then for my personal income, I don't have, then I try not to have too much personal income lah.
Yeah.
Uh, so the rich people, they have this they're okay with that one. They say, oh, let's borrow, right?
Mm.
Borrow at a lower cost rather than earning income and pay a higher income tax. But how do we actually shift that mindset, like Casey?
Uh, Financially literacy lah. Financial literacy.
Mm,
Because knowledge give you power. Yeah.
mm,
So learn to think and think how to learn lah. Mm.
mm. Okay, so Gavin would like to know, how do you refinance forever as a person age gets older? The loan
Mm.
tenure will be uh shorter and shorter, right?
Yes,
So
yes, you're right. Like I
mm,
think in Malaysia still until 70 years old only. So if you're 50 over, and then also they only favor people who have income, right? Who has income, active income. So if you're retire, no active income, they not very favorable to lend you money. But not say cannot lah. So you have to prove that you have a lot of money, no? Then they lend you money. Okay. You can show them your EPF got 10 million, your stocks got 20 million. Then I want to borrow 50,000, can or not? They will quickly give it to you lah. Okay. So yes, the trick is that if you want a longer tenure, then you have to add joint account holder.
joint
Mm.
account holder lah.
Add your younger children lah, spouse who are younger lah. Ah,
Then
then
if
they
you're
will,
50, then you should get a 30-year-old wife.
if you can lah, if you can lah.
If you can lah, right?
I think the challenge is to get a 30-year-old spouse. The challenge is not to get the refinancing. Do you agree?
Oh,
But I don't know.
oh,
I know
okay.
this is a sensitive topic to talk about. Okay.
But this is only for okay lah, for the bachelor one lah, okay?
Uh,
Whole bachelor. So like your case, Casey, since you're nearing your 50s, then
Mm,
how does
mm.
financing work for you?
I don't do refinancing for many years already, and even now because I'm not in Malaysia even.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So to me, a little bit complicated lah, huh?
So, but what if let's say you envision yourself as Malaysian Rex, your Malaysian tax residency,
Mm,
everything like that lah. All right,
mm.
then how would you work it
You will
out?
add your children all those, oh.
Mm,
If can lah, huh? If cannot, then you refinance. It will be up to the limit.
mm,
It could still be better lah. Oh, sometimes I don't know if you. Uh, it depends on your loan tenure as well. So if your existing tenure is up to maybe 65 years old only, then you still have
mm,
5 years to play with. Then you actually refinance also probably the it can be extended the tenure up to 70 years
mm.
old.
So would you say that the golden age of refinancing is the strategy is like this? So it's like in your 20s you buy a few properties
Mm,
if you can and
mm,
then you just wait for it to appreciate as you pay
mm,
then you pay your mortgage. Then by the time you hit, let's say, 40 to 45 years old, that's the golden age
mm,
to refinance.
And then your income also the highest probably during that time, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. Whenever you have equity in your property that and then you know how to invest, you can always do refinancing, cash out, and then put
Mm.
the money into better use, then you will get rich faster lah.
I see.
Yep.
Okay, a few more questions before we end this webinar session, because most of the questions, actually, if you ask, you just replay back, and then rewatch the whole webinar series and then just play around with the spreadsheet and then you should get the answer lah. But let's start with Michael Chen. Michael Chen would like to know, he has this loan outstanding 100K tied to a dead property. So what's a dead property? And so anyway, he chose not to pay it because he can use the 100K to get higher returns from investing in the stock market
Oh.
in the US lah. So would you do the same?
So I guess like Michael is saying that that property actually is that property means it's not completed. You cannot generate any income and cannot sell. So it's stuck, right? So
Mm.
if it's stuck, then if you don't pay the installment, what is the consequences?
Dead property,
So
no,
okay,
maybe
okay.
pay
So
the installment only lah.
just a two scenario lah. I can try to assume lah what happened here. It's like let's say option one is that you are actually still paying the minimum installment only. You don't bother to pay off the 100,000. So whatever minimum obligation you need to pay, then you pay lah, right? So of course, if I were you, I would do that lah. Because if I have 100,000, why do I pay it off?
Mm.
Because the loan depends on how much they charge me, mah. So the interest rate, let's say 4%, 5%, I don't bother at all. But the interest, if it is 18%, then I will quickly pay it off, lah. Okay? If it
Mm.
is 18%, obviously in your case, I guess it's not, lah. Then I'll do just as the same as you. But if you're asking me that, well, I don't want to, because it's debt property, I don't want to pay installment already, then the bank will come after me, I just ignore, right? They want to declare bankruptcy, they want to sue me, I don't care. Then, then there are more serious consequences. So I wouldn't get to that stage.
Mm.
That means it will affect how I borrow money in the future, or what is my credit rating in the eyes of the financial institution in Malaysia. So it's definitely not good for me. So I will not do that. Mm,
Mm.
mm,
I see, I see. Okay, so Michael Chen has a context to his dead
mm,
property, you say.
yeah.
No income, as it's like nobody is coming to the area. It's like
Mm,
haunted house. Okay, so
mm.
so you
Just
just pay minimum.
pay, okay lor. Just pay minimum lor. That's it lor. Try to get rid of it lah. Whatever price, I think sometimes in this kind of property, you don't see any future in it. Then just get rid of it lah. Whatever price people can offer to buy, or just sell it away.
Mm,
I think when your price is low enough, some people might be interested.
mm.
Mm.
Or you just pay if you just pay low enough so that you can get rid of the property, right?
Uh,
Will you do that, or
pay low enough? What do you mean pay low enough?
so let's say the haunted house lah,
Uh,
you got $100,000
you mean you
outside,
sell the
right?
property price
Ah,
the property price you sell lah. Is it
ah.
not pay lah, sell lah, so
But
right?
what I'm saying is that let's say the haunted house, okay,
Mm,
I do not know the value,
mm,
let's say right now he's owing 100,000 right?
mm, mm,
So if he sell it off at let's say 110, 120 lah, and after you net off all the agent's commission then you can clear off the loan then
mm.
fine lah. Then it's like you just get rid of one
Oh,
headache
just get rid of
But
it. Mm.
what you say is that as long as the price is low enough, then people will buy So what if let's
Mm.
say the price is too low, like
Like 50,000 only, and then
80,000?
you still have to
Ah,
pay off the 50,000, right?
ah,
Uh, to me, in that case, I would probably still sell if like say no future on that property already. So as long
mm,
as people want to get it, then I still can get back my money, ma.
ah.
Mm.
Or you just pay like just enough, okay lah. I sell
But
it off
but but
80,000,
but that
then
you are right also in from another point of view is that now let's say the loan amount is 100,000, and then if I can only sell for 50,000, so I still have to liquidate my US stock to come and pay off the other 50,000. Then I have to claw back my 50,000, right? So
uh-huh.
in that case, then not selling is better. Because I can still make use of that 50,000, right?
Mm.
So as you correctly pointed out, I'll probably do that as well. So if it is not enough to cover the loan, that means I have to top up to pay the loan, then probably I'll just still keep it lah.
Oh, like that
Mm,
lah.
mm.
Okay, so Gavin Tai has a question on refinancing. So is it better to go with a flexi loan? Now I add on to the question. So you say, because just now you say, you say you just need one flexi loan account, right?
Yes,
All right. So is it preferable that the flexi loan account is on your residential property, the property that you stay
yes,
in?
yes, yes.
It's not on your investment property.
That's the best case. Best case, because your interest on you paid for your own residence is not tax deductible. But I'll tell
Mm.
you what, I stay in Taiwan, it is deductible. I stay in US, it's deductible. But I
Mm.
stay in Malaysia, no, non-deductible. Malaysia, no. Okay.
Mm.
So actually, uh, as Ian, you correctly pointed out, if you want the flexi loan, you use the one on your own stay property because you have no income from that, you no rental income, so there's nothing to deduct. And it's not tax deductible, no tax relief, then you use it on that one. That's the best case. But other country has I was like, why Malaysia don't have? Okay.
Mm. True.
Yeah.
Okay lah. Time for me to pick a lucky winner of your book.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm just gonna give it to the first person who posted the question in the Q&A box. So Kelvin Tan. So Kelvin Tan, if you're still here, how does he, since I picked the lucky winner, then how does he get the book?
Just email to us, reply to any of our email, or just send email to us kclau@kclau.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me 3 details. I need 3 details. Your shipping address, your phone
Mm.
number, your name, right? The phone number is for the courier service.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So give us a mobile number lah, preferably.
Mm.
Yeah. Congratulations, Calvin. Hear from you soon.
Okay. Last question before we end. There are a few questions on MRTA. Then after this, we can call it a day for today's webinar session.
Yeah.
So quick fire question on MRTA. Number one, but is MLTA better than MRTA?
MLTA, it covers level, so the sum assured doesn't drop. So because it cover more, in this case, one is cover triangle only, the other is cover rectangular, right?
Mm.
The whole tenure same level. The other one is like dropping. So one is triangular. So generally, the MLTA actually give you double coverage, right? Two triangle added up together. So of course you pay about double also lah. So you pay what you get lah. You pay monkey, you pay peanut, you get monkey lah. Okay.
All right. So the next one is yep. So that's why MLTA is actually it costs more lah.
Cost more lah.
All right. Costs more. But then Nick has a question on personal insurance. It costs more than MRTA. So do we still go with personal insurance?
MRTA has to be one lump sum at upfront. You have to pay one time only. And then if you do your personal insurance, you can use like investment link, try to pay the minimum, and you pay monthly. So in the long run, I would think that maybe you can get a better deal out of ILP, the investment link policy. I think that is what Ian arranged.
ILP, yeah.
All right, you use ILP for personal insurance rather than you buy big MRTA with the bank, right?
MRTA, I think is a bit, you can say a bit like no choice lah, bo pian lah, right? Because
Bo pian buy
because okay lah, you take loan from, let's say, public bank. I took my mortgage from public bank lah. They seem to have already tied up with their favorite insurance
yeah,
company like AIA
AIA,
lah. And then what they will do is that they already know. Actually, the bankers are not dumb lah. They already calculated all these things. They say, you want this rate, then you get our MRTA. They say, what's the lowest tenure and all this. They already have a guideline. Then you say this is the lowest acceptable. Then you
you
get that
go
lah.
for the minimum lah. It's like Gao go for when they say the minimum, you buy this, then you say, oh no, I want better one, MLTA. I want to cover 36 critical illness. We don't suggest you to do that lah. Well, you want those kind of insurance, you buy it personally lah. Better, more flexibility.
Yes. So that's what I did lor.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna repeat the whole session on mortgage next week. Refinancing next week. So next
Refinancing,
week
yes.
we're gonna repeat the whole session, but it's in Chinese.
Yes.
So there's a tip here. If you guys enjoy this session, what you can do is that you reflect back on your own mortgages, and then maybe you can do a bit of review, your own study of your own current existing mortgage, and then you come back for the next session, the Chinese one, and then you ask a more specific question lah, and then we can actually have interaction from there lah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you everybody for being here.
See you next week.
See you next
Bye
week.
bye.
Bye.